shareholders meeting today, shortly before this filming, and business issues came up, but they were discussed in the context of what do we do in this firm to continue to make it a place where people like to come to work, including the non-lawyer staff. That was the focus of the discussion. I don't know that that happens in too many other law firms. It's not something that anybody wears on their sleeve. It's a product of the quality of the people that we've hired over the years, that is the nature of the discussion.
It's never grown, it's never been a philosophy to grow for growth's sake. What I particularly like about it is that it has mainly focused on representing individuals. Representing individuals, I think, gives you a more personal satisfaction in your work.
I came here in 1990 with an immigration practice. The firm did not have an immigration practice, and the firm has encouraged me to develop that practice here, and we've gone with just one attorney, me, when I first came here, to 5 attorneys who practice in the area of immigration law and a number of paralegals and assistants. And this firm has been terrific about encouraging lawyers to bring practices and grow them and expand them in this wonderful place that we practice law in.
Connective tissue of this firm is, sure there's a base, intellectual line, but it's more what's in your heart. You're going to work hard for what's right.
And we really care for one another and we respect one another. And it's just unusual for a law firm to have that type of culture.
I think our firm is defined both by collaboration and by taking on really hard and important cases that many other firms won't. So we really value the people who work here. We have extremely close teams where everyone is willing to pitch in either within their practice group or across practice groups to get the job done for our clients.
It was just stunning to me how all of these different types of lawyers came together to work on the cases through that contract, and they approached law in different ways. They approached legal analysis in different ways, and it was one of the strongest teams that I'd ever encountered.
We prioritize finding challenging and important cases where large groups of people aren't being treated fairly and trying to bring them justice.
I feel motivated to get out of bed every day and do my job because I know that I'm fighting for people who need help, and that winning the case is more about just the win or the lose, but actually making a difference for our clients in ways that will impact their lives.
It's great to be able to reach across the hallway or down the hallway or around the corner to someone who might have more experience. It's great to have that expertise in-house.
We've come up against challenging moments, and the partners I've worked with have put me forward to really confront those challenges head on. And that's when I knew they wanted me to be leading my own cases. And that's when I knew I was really at the right place and that I could really evolve as a professional.
It's kind of strange to say, and it may be cliche, but I don't think the culture has changed that much. I think it's always been where it's at now, which is a very welcoming environment. It's a place where attorneys can learn, attorneys can grow, staff can learn and grow along with the attorneys, and the business has just really developed in a way that has been just tremendous for me personally, professionally, and again, for our clients.
Most people don't know that of the numerous cases that we've done that really impact change, social change, they're really current trending topics with regards to any number of things, different rights that people should have and be enforced and aren't being enforced, injustices that are going on in schools across the country. Those are just things that people don't necessarily know that we fight for, and I think it really runs through the DNA of the firm.
I remember John Hughes saying he legitimately was using boxes at one point as like a little bit of a desk to where they are now. I really, from the bottom of my heart, I'm so happy and proud of them for everything that they've accomplished. I'm happy and proud to be here where I am in this position, for everything that they've allowed me to do here, for everything they do for our community. I'm incredibly proud to be a part of this team. Incredibly proud.
I think that when you have intellectually rigorous, cutting-edge legal work that is actually meaningful to the attorneys, to the clients, to the community, you attract brainiacs with good hearts.
Like I said, when I walked in for my interview, everybody was so accommodating. And you could just tell some of those people were, day one. They were here when the firm first opened. And they would tell you, like, it's all about the leadership. They care about their employees. Obviously, they care about the work that we do, but they truly care.
As a founding member of the firm and seeing it grow and seeing the talent level that we have and seeing the clients, and I really enjoy working with the people I work with. We are on a mission of doing excellent work and furthering justice in society. Boy, that really feels good.
And what I have to say to our talented, bright, dedicated, devoted younger shareholders and partners and associates who share the same philosophy and goals that we do, carry on. Carry on. Keep the legacy. Keep letting the world know how good you are.
I've seen the firm grow, always with a great reputation for excellence. More than 32 years later working at the firm, we share one thing in common, a commitment to each other.
I was thinking about this last night. Early on in my career here, I sued a western suburban township, Addison, Illinois, where the White Sox threatened to but never moved to many years ago, for basically demolishing two predominantly Mexican neighborhoods in the guise of urban renewal. In civil rights cases, typically, and in almost all the ones I've handled, you only get paid if you win, and you then have to file a fee petition. And I was $2 million in time, and the end was nowhere near in sight. And I remember being here late one night, and one of the founding partners, John Hughes, was also working down here. And he could see that I was stressed, and he said, "What's wrong?" And I said, "John, I'm $2 million into this case with no end in sight." And he said, "So?" I said, "So if I lose it, what happens?" He said, "If you lose it, you get up the next morning and you start working on something else." At that point, I think if I had any doubts, I knew I was in the right place.